Hey guys, Doug here. How is everybody doing? Hey, I know it's been a long time since I've done a what we call my Smoothie Chat line that I'm doing. Of course, I have my smoothie. I have been eating my smoothies, which is good. This particular smoothie is strawberries, bananas, blueberries, carrots, white grape juice, and some water. The key to these things, and I was telling somebody about this the other day, is you have to freeze everything except the water and the grape juice. That way when it comes out and it's all nice and blended, it is like a really like Slurpee, I guess. You don't need the ice because the fruit is what gives you the thicker stuff. But it really is good. Oh, chia seeds. I was watching a video the other day on YouTube, and they were talking about some vitamins and minerals and stuff that we don't get, and they suggested chia seeds, which, as you guys have, I think I told you in some of my previous smoothie actually making videos, that my wife, she's a YouTube junkie as well, was using chia seeds for all kinds of stuff. We actually had chias growing in the little drain, the little thing at the old house. Because if you give them a couple of days, they'll little chia. Remember those chia pets when we used to be little? For you people that are 45 probably and up, might remember that. But anyway. So I got my little notes right here. That's why I'm looking down. A couple of things just want to touch up on since I haven't done one of these in a while is, one of the reasons I was doing the smoothies and all that is trying to lose a little bit of weight. And I weighed the other day, and I'm not like crash dieting. I'm not doing a ketogenic diet or anything not yet. That doesn't mean that I won't. I've done the low carb thing, and when I did the low carb, I was trying to do low carb, lower fat, which is trying to be better, not doing just the Atkins, which is eat junk. I'm not going to mention anything specific. But anyway, so I've lost. I think I was probably up to around at some point like 230. I've got some pictures. I'll do a video eventually. Kind of what it did look like. And I'm doing a little bit of working out. Not like the old days. Don't have time. But I'm doing a few push-ups in the day and doing some curls and some stuff, working on my abs, and probably need to work on my legs as much as anything. You get older, you get skinny legs. But our knees are all so bad that's one of the reasons your legs look like twigs is your knees are bad. So I got a mountain bike. I guess I need to start riding that. But anyway, I'm actually doing the video today on my phone. I've done some in the past, and I realized that doing your phone is actually easier to post videos. Definitely easier, and I'm doing it in the reverse mode. This is a Note 5, so be curious to see how it comes out compared to the GoPro 5 and one of those little cheap Chinese cameras that you get that's a GoPro copy. I have both of those. But anyway, so I am losing weight. Kayak fishing. I have not been able to get out and do some kayak fishing. I was watching some videos this weekend of some guys at the Buffalo River that were floating down the river. Mainly they were just floating. They didn't seem to be doing a lot of fishing. I watched a video a while back on Hobie and those guys doing that on some Hobies and actually fishing, which is really what I would want to do if any way possible. So I'm going to try to work that out somehow. Try to get some float trips where I can throw in some fishing with it. Probably a little simpler, won't be full-blown, maybe one rod or so. And do that. And theirs was like a 3-day trip, and they camped on the side of the river and all that, which was awesome. It was a great video. Can't remember the guy's name. If was the Buffalo River, and it was a guy and his wife. And then I watched another one where a guy was somewhere else and they were doing some camping. It was pretty cool though. Anyway, all right, my PPG stuff. Had a little accident. If I soon get good at this video editing thing, which I don't know, I bet I've got 100 videos shot that I haven't even started editing, and that's what everybody says is the hardest part. But I was takeoff went great, ran a little farther than I should, but it was zero wind, and you just kind of want to make sure everything's right. And so got up, flew around a little bit. My dad was watching, first time he'd ever seen me fly live, and came down, and I'm not getting far enough out of my harness, so it tends to have me laying back. And when I'm laying back, if you get any little bit of lean, it really, you feel like you're falling backwards. So I think it was my left hand was further down than my right. So right at the last second, let's say this is the wing, it comes down like this, and it turns, doing what it's supposed to do. So it turns, and then me hanging up under it, I'm kind of coming down, and I hit the ground and rolled from my left knee onto my right side, and it bent my part of my cage, which really wasn't the issue. It's a titanium cage. I fly the Air Conception Nitro, and it bent part of the cage. But the bigger thing that it did is there is a little, I'll call it a nipple. I'm not sure if that's the right term, but where the frame mounts to the cage, there is like I said, I'll call it a little nipple that you slide into the cage and you drill it out and you rivet it in, and then that has a little quick connect that hooks to it. So it cracked that. So I ended up pulling the cage back out, kind of bending it and rounding it, trying to get it as round off. I could have got a new piece, but I kind of figure I'll probably do it again. It's good enough. It's nice and solid. Got it bent back out and all that. So I'm actually going to try to fly this afternoon. I had a pretty good day this morning, but I thought it was going to rain. They were talking a lot of rain, and I looked at the radar, and it was showing that it was rain where we are now, and then just kind of dissipated away. But this afternoon is supposed to be 5 miles an hour winds, about 6 to 7. We're sunset about 8. I'm trying to get a strobe so I can fly in that twilight period. The twilight period is the period between when the sun sets and it actually gets dark, which can be really nice flying weather. Whether you've already gotten up and are flying around, or you just actually go up in and fly around for 30 minutes or so before it gets dark. I don't fly very high, so most everything in our area is going to be way up above me, just because I like flying low and looking at stuff. And we've got a bunch of fields and grass. I don't want to say prairies, but so anyway, if you haven't seen some of my PPG videos, I'll try to get more of those posted once again. I've probably only got 2 or 3 posted now. I bet I got 100 of them, and 25 of them are me screwing up and not getting up in the air. But that's a whole nother story, because it's not my trainer guys. They all did a great job and everything. It's just me. So anyway, all right. How about the kids? I got 3 children, and I have 2 stepkids. I'll give you a little update on them. Madison is my oldest. She had hip surgery, and I did a video on that. I got to get it all edited and put it up. But I think it was about 3 years ago. She had a hip surgery on one side. Her hips are kind of tilted, or the joint doesn't fit in right, and her hip is kind of like this, where the ball joint fits in, and it needed to be like that. So they went in and cut the whole hip bone in half, rotated it up, put some screws in, and then, I don't know, 6 months later, a year later, they go take the screws out once all that calcium stuff is all good and everything. So about a month ago, somewhere around a month ago, she had the other side done. It wasn't as bad as the first one, so it's not taking as long to recuperate. But she goes to UT, and she's got to go back in the fall, and it's not going to be easy for her to walk around on campus and all that. But she's a trooper. Love you, Madison, because she'll probably see this video as well at some point. My second child, Morgan, another going to UT person. We did the UT parent visit or orientation, where they drag you around for a day and a half and introduce the parents to a lot of stuff and talk about a lot of stuff, and it was actually pretty impressive. I'll have to say, and I've got some video of it. We're gonna do I didn't get as much as I would have liked, but we did a little bit of video on it, and I'll if I have time, I don't know if I will, I'll put links to these videos if you're interested. But it's the UT orientation video where the kids get their their name badges or whatever, and they get their schedules done, and they take them around, show them some stuff, talk to them about all the everything that goes on campus, and the number of things that they have to do, whether it be for education and or for just entertainment. What's the term? I don't know. I can't even think of the term, but it's a beautiful campus right there on the river. Love to go up there and do some kayak fishing. I'm gonna get another kayak. I bought a little 2-man boat, but I think I'm gonna get another kayak, just a little used, cheaper one to get the wife and maybe the kids to go out with me and do some kayak fishing or something. But I'm not talking a lot of money, a couple $100 or something like that. But and then there's my youngest child, DJ. A lot of you know, if you've seen some of his videos, he started wrestling when he was about 5. He did pretty well. Ended up getting, I think, 3rd or 4th in the state somewhere for a couple of years, and then I think he got tired of it and decided to quit. When he was 7th grade, I believe, 7th, yeah, I think it was 7th grade. Right when he would have been going into the best time of his young career, he decided to quit. And now he's decided to wrestle again. So he's going to be wrestling for Arlington High School. And today is his first summer practice that he's going to. They're mainly just running and things like that. I don't know if they're doing too much live stuff, but he's very knowledgeable. He wrestled for 5 or 6 years. Starting from 5 to whatever, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, something like that. I don't even know. And it won't take him long to get back what he likes to do, which he'll figure out more now when he gets in high school, because it's going to be tougher. The kids are tougher, bigger, faster, stronger. A 15-year-old wrestling an 18-year-old that's a young man is a big difference, and he'll get to experience that little pleasure. But he'll get back into it pretty quickly, and hopefully he'll learn to stay off his knees. We went and got him some knee pads last night, because that was one of his issues, was knee problems, and that's something a lot of people have. I had it, and you got to learn to stay off your knees, dude. I'm sure you'll probably see this video too. He does some videos with me and all that, so he'll probably see it, but you got to stay off your knees. When they shoot on you, you drop that front headlock on them. Wah, ah. Anyway, I've been around wrestling for a long time, coaching it and officiating it, all that, so it's a good thing. All right, keep from this thing being too long. I don't even know where we are. Let's see here. 14 minutes. So, one last thing. I changed the name of my YouTube page, the major page. I've got some smaller pages, my company pages, and I was just, I was just looking at. That's the team that he wrestled for. One of the teams when he was in middle school, Elite Wrestling Academy. We had pretty good program. And a lot of the kids that wrestled at Elite are going to Arlington, and they will be wrestling again. And they were a lot of the good ones too. So the Elite Wrestling program did very well. Probably the 2 biggest places are we sent a couple of kids to Christian Brothers locally. It's a private school that has a good wrestling program. Actually was a state championship team program a few years ago, and then now Arlington. A lot of fathers that had wrestled and, you know, had success in high school, and their sons have been wrestling since they were really young, like DJ, you know, starting at 5, and then we've coached them. So they're pretty knowledgeable and pretty good kids, and they usually have success at the high school level as well. So, but anyway, going back to I changed the name, and just getting away from just something plain and Jane like my name, I'm changing it to Racer Doug, RACRDUG, which is a license plate tag. I used to race cars and motorcycles and anything that, you know, give two guys a lawnmower and they'll race them. And I was that way. I still like doing it, but just too old, don't have the time for it and all that. I say that, and who knows? Next thing I know, I'll be racing something again. You get that bug, it's hard to, that competitive bug, it's hard to get away from it. But so I changed the name to Racer Doug Unplugged, which is kind of for a couple of reasons. I'll get into that in the future. But one of the things you can call it Unplugged is we are going to be, right now, when you see this video, it is I'm in a cabin. It's a super cool cabin. I've always loved this. It's my father-in-law built it on some land that he has, and it's a 1-bedroom with a little loft upstairs, and it's awesome. It's got a fireplace. We've done a bunch of videos in here, and I would love to take this thing and move it back there, but that's a little bit more difficult to try to do. Or take this thing and put it like on a river or a nice lake and put a big deck off the back, and man, this thing just, it's awesome. It's all, there's no sheetrock. Anyway, I'll do a video on that, and if I've done it, I'll have a link to it. But so what we're doing is we're building a kind of an off-grid thing back on some land that we have. I have a cleaning company, and trying to move it back there as well, which has just been a nightmare trying to get this land. This has been farmland for probably 100 years. It's soft land. It's kind of low land to begin with, and I may or may not have done a video on it. I do have an ongoing developing video that I'm doing, and we're going to call it the Grubstone Homestead, which Grub is my father-in-law's name, or my wife's maiden name is Grubbs. So we're calling it Grubstone. And we're going to have, I'm going to have my shop back there, which is going to save me a few dollars, which is a big issue. But I'm having to spend a bunch of money getting this stuff set up. I'm probably already at 25 grand just trying to get the road and the pad and the shipping containers. And man, I'm trying to look at doing, I got the 2 shipping containers. Hopefully y'all can see. I got 2 shipping containers. If you take my fingers, and my fingers are the doors on you know, that one end going this way, and then the other coming the other way, so they're butt to butt like that. And then I've got, you know, a area in the middle that I was wanting to cover up with some kind of, just like an RV garage type thing. Man, I've priced them to go 80 feet, which would cover two 40-foot containers, you know. 80 to 81 feet, and anywhere, say, 20 feet wide to 25 feet wide. You're talking $10,000. It doesn't seem like anybody wants to allow you to do it with the same type of quality. They want to have somebody deliver it and them install it and all that. And I don't know how much, you know, what that's worth, because it's not difficult what they're doing to do it. I got one quote from somebody that was a little bit better quality, but I had to build it myself, and it was $14,000. And then I'd have to build it myself, and I was kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, I understand y'all stuff is better, but I can't afford that. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do this. I'm, you know, looking at maybe like a pole barn type thing, just put the post up, give me some metal roofing, run it across the top, and do it that way. So I don't know. I'm just trying. I've kind of limited amount of money that I'm trying to spend on this thing, and I need a cover to put some stuff under it, but man, stuff's expensive. And then doing the road, I spent more than twice as much, and I'm still spending money on trying to get the road solid and drivable when it gets wet, and the whole pad. Eventually, it's going to be, you know, I don't even want to talk about how much money I'm going to have to spend to get this thing where I want it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to build a barn and you know, possibly live in it. Who knows? You just can't tell with stuff like that. Something simple. At least I'm trying to keep it on the simple side. My wife doesn't seem to be wanting to keep it on the simple side. She keeps going, oh, I found this one down the road. Let's go look at it. And we go look at it, and I'm going, yeah, right. Sure, we'll do that. So, but yeah, we got to get power back there. So I have been learning as much as I can on solar. I have been buying batteries, solar panels, inverters, charge controllers, and I'm going to do some stuff. I'll have some videos on that. That series of videos is going to be the Grubstone or Racer Doug on off grid or something like that. I don't know. I've changed my mind, you know, from day to day. But it's going to be cool. The whole thing back there is going to be cool. I'm trying to say, water tanks there. You got to have electricity and water, right? So doing a well, you're looking at, man, anywhere from $5 to $10 grand, and there's no guarantee that they're even going to hit water. I think they will here, but there's no guarantee that they will. And I'm like, I'm not paying you to come out here and drill and prospect. I'm paying you to bring water up. So what I'm looking at right now is I bought 6 water tanks, and we took them apart, and we're going to be painting them. Which, as a matter of fact, one of my guys that works for me is probably here now, and painting the water tanks black to keep the light out of them, and keeping the light out of them keeps algae growth down and all that. You can put a little bleach in it and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, all right, this has probably been running long enough. This is the Smoothie Chat for June 19th of 2017, and I'll keep this so I can maybe follow up on it next time. And that's good stuff. And then, you know what? I know a lot of people drink like coffee and stuff like that in the morning, but, and it may be the sugars in here, but I was watching something the other day, and they were talking about how the bananas give you, you know, energy and sugar kind of quickly, but the strawberries and some other stuff give it to you more on a released type of thing. But I can drink one of these and go all day working and not have to eat. I shouldn't. I probably should only drink, it was probably up to here, but maybe a half of one and then maybe another half at lunch or something like that. Trying to get rid of my somewhat shrinking gut. I don't know, not much. I got a lot more shrinking to do. But anyway, you guys have a great day, and like and share it, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the little bell thing if you want more videos. Check out some of my other playlist and channels that I've got going on, because I love doing this. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of like chronic. The Smoothie Chat part, it's almost like a video diary. Maybe I'll say Racer Doug's Diary instead of Smoothie Chats. I don't know. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.